Today's story is Shadows in the Mirror. Maya, a 28-year-old freelance journalist struggling to make ends meet, inherits an old Victorian mansion from her estranged Aunt Clara, who recently passed away under mysterious circumstances. The property is nestled in a dense, foggy forest far from the city. With no family left and curiosity about the aunt she barely knew, Maya decides to move in temporarily while sorting through Clara's belongings. The mansion is grand but unsettling. Creaking floorboards, dim corridors, and an unsettling abundance of mirrors of all shapes and sizes. From the ornate, gilded mirrors in the dining room to the cracked hand mirror lying forgotten in the attic, their presence feels oppressive. On her first night, as Maya explores the mansion, she begins to notice oddities. A mirror in the hallway reflects a light source that doesn't exist. Shadows seem to move behind her, but when she turns, the room is empty. Brushing it off as fatigue and nerves, Maya goes to bed. Yet, as she's drifting to sleep, she hears faint whispers and footsteps, though the house should be empty. Determined to understand her aunt's life, Maya delves into the mansion's many hidden nooks and crannies. In the attic, she finds a locked trunk filled with family heirlooms, faded photographs, and stacks of handwritten journals. One journal, in particular, stands out. Its pages detail Clara's obsession with the mirrors. The entries describe how Clara believed the mirrors were cursed or enchanted. They didn't just reflect the physical world. They acted as portals to a dark realm inhabited by entities Clara called Watchers. These beings could observe the living world through the mirrors, but were trapped and powerless to escape. However, Clara discovered that if the mirrors were not maintained or guarded, the Watchers could break free. The further Maya reads, the more erratic Clara's writing becomes. The last entry is chilling. They're stronger now. I can feel them. If I fail to keep them contained, they will escape, and they will come for the bloodline. Still skeptical, Maya begins to notice more strange behavior in the mirrors. She sees herself smiling in the reflection when she knows her face is neutral. Other times, her reflection lingers a second too long after she walks away. Worse, she begins hearing voices calling her name. Late one night, Maya is startled awake by a loud crash. She rushes to the hallway to find shards of glass from a shattered mirror scattered across the floor. As she picks up the pieces, a hand reaches out from the jagged frame of the broken mirror and grabs her wrist. She screams and yanks her arm free, stumbling back as a shadowy figure begins to emerge from the mirror. Panicked, Maya locks herself in her room. She scrambles through Clara's journal and discovers that Clara performed a ritual to trap the Watchers within the mirrors. The ritual involves a combination of family heirlooms, a protective chant, and a symbol drawn with a specific mixture of salt and ash. Clara had dedicated her life to maintaining this barrier, but with her death, the Watchers have grown stronger, and the seal is failing. Over the next day, the Watchers grow more aggressive. They appear in every mirror, their distorted faces pressing against the glass. They whisper her name, beckoning her to come closer. When she covers or breaks a mirror, their voices echo from others. In one horrifying moment, Maya catches her reflection smiling at her, mouthing the words, "Let us in." Maya realizes she must recreate the ritual to seal the Watchers away permanently. She gathers the required items from the journal, a family crest ring, a silver candlestick, and a ceremonial dagger, all hidden throughout the mansion. The Watchers become increasingly desperate, throwing objects, shattering glass, and even manifesting briefly outside the mirrors. The final piece is a small hand mirror Clara kept locked in her study. Maya retrieves it, but the Watchers' attacks intensify. They claw at her from the mirrors, their hands reaching out to pull her into their realm. The house begins to shake, as if the mirrors themselves are tearing reality apart. In a climactic scene, Maya reaches the attic and sets up the ritual. She chants the incantation while drawing the protective symbol on the floor. The Watchers scream in fury, their faces pressing against every reflective surface in the attic. One by one, The mirrors begin to crack and implode, sucking the shadows back into their dark realm. Just as the last watcher lunges at her, Maya completes the chant, and a blinding light engulfs the room. When the dust settles, the mirrors are shattered, and the house is silent. With the watchers seemingly vanquished, the house feels lighter and less oppressive. Maya decides to leave the mansion and sell it, unwilling to stay another night. As she packs her belongings, she notices a small shard of glass from one of the broken mirrors lying under a floorboard. Curious, she picks it up. In the reflection, she sees herself, but her reflection isn't copying her movements. It grins and whispers, "We are still here." The shard slips from her hand and shatters, as faint whispers begin again.